Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however and whenever you're practicing. If it's snowing by you, it's a beautiful snowy day today, which also probably means that your joints, your ligaments, your tendons, your tissues, you can feel it in the sinews of your body. So we're going to start cozying in today on our backs. Make sure that your strap is handy. And we'll start with a little bit of reclined twists just to really get into the body. I like to have a bolster close by when I'm doing those. And we'll come down to the earth. Feel free, as I said, to cozy in. You can even lay a blanket for extra warmth. 90 degrees cactus arms. Draw the knees in towards one another and let them just fall over to the right side. Let your tongue drop to the bottom half of your mouth. Let the arm bones be heavy into the earth. Shoulders and hips are the two most injured areas of the body, and that has to do with the fact that it's a ball and socket joint. Let your feet come back to center and slowly let your knees fall over to the left side. Ball and socket joints are responsible for the greatest range of motion within our bodies and therefore are susceptible to the greatest wear and tear. In the practice of yoga, usually what tends to happen is that we focus on the spine first versus the ball and socket joints, or warming up those joints that are responsible for mobility. However, as a dancer that has been injured several times, we know the importance of warming up what's called a connective joint. Let the feet come back to center, and then draw both knees into the chest. The shoulders and the hips, I like to regard them kind of as intersections, right? Because of their greatest range of motion, they direct traffic in so many different directions. Draw the knees together and let them fall over to the left side. Stack your right knee on top of your left, and then peel that right elbow open. Here's where you can use your bolster to prop that right arm up if you need it, so you're not overextending. I find that working the body and focusing on the mobility joints, ball and socket mobility joints in particular, before getting into the front and back plane of the body where the spine is usually focused on in yoga, is of more importance. And then see if you can use your top hand, left hand to gently guide this right hip away from the lowest rib cage. To protect the upper spine, draw the right hand to the right shoulder, right elbow up, roll over to the left side, and then slowly gather your knees and come back to center. Take your time. Scoot your hips over to the opposite side, and then draw the knees over to the right side. Stack your left knee on top of your right, and then peel that left shoulder. Again, feel free to place a bolster or strap or block or prop underneath that left arm. You might close the eyes here. You might let the tongue drop to the bottom half of the mouth. And then keeping the eyes closed, direct the energy from the top of your left hip away from the bottom rib. Take a smooth breath here to inhale and slowly draw that left elbow back, left hand to the shoulder, left elbow up to the ceiling, and you can feel the ribs as they unwind and you roll over to the right side. Gather your knees and slowly come back to center. Pause here now for a moment, and we're going to make little knee circles. So you can bring your knees wide around and down, wide around and down. And then moving the opposite direction. Just bringing a little synovial fluid to the joints. Hopefully your strap is handy nearby. We'll let the feet come down to the earth, getting into the back of the legs now. Hamstrings tend to get very tight. Loop the strap around the ball of the right foot and extend that right leg just about 60%. Again, in the colder months, or depending when you're practicing this, just always being mindful of where your body is, given the season, given the time, given what you are coming into the practice with. And then let the arm bones and the elbows be supported here. Peel the toes back towards your face. Take both ends of the strap now into the right hand. Gently open up that right leg just about 10% until you feel an inner groin stretch. Nothing too deep yet. And see if you can focus on pressing the right big toe mound into the strap here. Both ends of the strap now into the left hand. Let it cross over about 5%, across the midline of the body. And then take your right thumb, place it inside the right hip, anchor that right hip down, draw it down away from the rib. Notice if the right butt cheek and right side of the body is coming off of the earth. See if you can anchor your low back and your buttocks. So you're really feeling that stretch down the IT band. Draw that right leg back to center. Release the strap, and then one more time, draw the knee into the chest, and this time you're going to circle the ankle a few times. If you're noticing any snaps, crackles, and pops, any excess air that's in the body, that's just releasing. Circle the opposite way. Nice deep stretch here as you draw the thigh into the rib cage. Extend that right leg to meet the left. Pause here for a moment, and then invite your left knee into your chest. Take your time as you loop the strap around the ball of the left foot. Press the arm bones down. And then with integrity, never going past your range, never going past the place where it feels like you're forcing. And then you might direct that energy with the right big toe mound into the strap. The arm bones, the elbows are supported. So you're not using your neck and your hands to grip the strap. The only focus here is the back of the hamstring, back of the knee, back of the calf. Then go ahead and take both ends of the strap. Take it in your left hand. Gently open up that left side body. I'd feel that inner groin stretch happening one more time here. Then take both ends of the strap into the right hand. Cross that left leg over just about 5%. Left thumb inside left hip crease. Draw and anchor that left hip down. Anchor the right foot down as well. And for anybody that's a runner or walks a lot, the IT bands are the tightest muscles, usually the tightest muscles in most people. That's especially most people that do a lot of walking. Runs outside from the greater trochanter down the outside of the leg, all the way down to the heel. And this is where, once again, it's so important to warm up the shoulders and the hips before we start to move the front and the back planes of the body. Left leg back to center, remove the strap, hug that left knee in as if you're drawing the thigh to the rib, and then circle the ankle. Now, if you do have tight hips, this is a great way to start to practice getting deeper into the hip flexors, interlacing both fingers, really drawing the top of the thigh to the belly. Now draw the right knee in. You'll take a happy baby pose here. Again, I know we tend to reach for the foot, but then the tail of the bottom comes up and we start to look like a lobster. So we want to reach for either the underneath of the thighs, the calves, the ankles, or wherever you can reach. And then keep focusing here on lengthening the tailbone down. Lengthen the tailbone down and press the crown. Draw both knees back into the chest. We'll pause here for a moment. Coming into bridge pose, fingertips reach up. Lift your hips nice and high. And from here, we'll interlace our fingers if you can. Roll the shoulder blades in. Keep lifting the hips high. And we'll take the right knee in today. Take that right leg up. Just creating a little bit of heat in the back body. Heat in the buttocks, heat in the hip area. Lift the hips up a little bit higher. And draw that right leg down. Draw the left knee in. Keep lifting the hips. Left leg extends up. And keep pressing down on the right big toe mound. Left leg comes down. We'll do that one more time. Right leg reaches up. Left big toe mound pressing down. Activating the earth lines here. Right leg comes down. Left leg comes up. Keep lifting the hips high. Now, this is challenging, so if you're feeling challenged, you're in the right spot. Lift the hips up. And then left leg comes down, lift your heels, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Take a moment here. Let the tailbone reset. Few options for you as you come into cat-cow. You can rock and roll forward and back if that feels good for your body. Or you can roll over to one side and then slowly gather yourself to come to a comfortable place. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We'll inhale, broaden across the chest and collarbone. Exhale, top of the toes into the mat, round the spine. And just moving to the rhythm of your breath here, just a few times. Rock back to your seat. Make sure you're not stressing any part of your body out. If this is too much for you, you can place a block underneath your hip bones for a moment, and then take your strap. We'll take the arms up, and then with a slight bend in the elbows, take the arms back. Notice I'm not dropping my chin to my chest. Now we're focusing on the shoulder mobility, just to open up the arm bones. You might shake your head side to side here. And then keeping that little bend in the elbows, you might reach to lengthen the arms behind you. If you need to widen the arms, give yourself a little bit of a wider stretch. Absolutely do that. And then release the arms down. We're going to take what's called shoulder flossing. So we'll move the arms back. Here we go. Little bend in the elbows. Very, very slight, but we want to move towards just really focusing on the shoulders. If you feel like you have to wrangle or that you're putting on a piece of clothing and there's too much movement, you've gone too far. Give yourself enough width with the arms, and then we'll start to take the arms back, moving slowly here. As I mentioned at the beginning of class, shoulders and hips are the two most injured areas of the body. And they provide so much mobility, like an intersection, busy highway, for the rest of our joints. Take this 2 more times. Feel free to close the eyes here. And if you're familiar with the figure 8 breath, you might start to invoke that. And then release the strap down and away. And go ahead and circle the shoulders a few times back and a few times forward. Lifting the chin up and down, just bringing a little mobility here. Front of the throat, back of the neck. There are 5 vertebrae in the cervical spine, so again, we never want to drop the head. And then looking to the right shoulder, the left shoulder. We'll start to make our way into downward facing dog. So taking your time, sliding the arms forward. Lift the hips up and back and pedal the heels out. Shaking the head side to side, might even trill the lips. Reach the right leg straight up and back, all 5 toes like you're pressing into a wall. Step the right leg forward, help it up. Left hand to a block. Right arm takes a twist. Gaze up at the thumb. Exhale that right hand down to a block and step the left leg forward to meet. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold you forward, Uttanasana. You might stay here, you might clasp the hands behind the back, roll the shoulder blades in towards each other, or use your strap. And just notice how your shoulders feel, your hips feel. Switch to the crossing of the hands. One finger moves over, nod the head yes and no. And release the hands. And slowly roll up, stack your shoulders over your hips. Mountain pose. And take a moment here. This is your first mountain pose. Samasthiti. Walk the feet together, palms face forward. Feel your chest broadening. As if you could suction up the energy from the earth. Float the arms either forward and up or around and up. Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, standing forward fold. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step the right leg way back. Step the left leg to meet the right. Plank pose. With or without your knees, Chaturanga Dandasana, belly all the way down to the earth. I'll show the modified version. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the heart. Maybe lift the hands, strengthen the back. If it's too much, bring it back down. Exhale, release. Cobra or up dog, your choice. We're staying with one of the two baby cobras. How is your body feeling in this moment? We exhale back to downward facing dog. Either moving through plank, through table, through chaturanga. How do you need to move today? Take a smooth breath to inhale, open up the mouth, and exhale that breath out. And on your inhalation, float that left leg high. On your exhalation, left foot steps up in between the hands. Help it up if you need. Right hand to a block. Grow the spine long. Left arm twists. Fingertips reach up. Left hand down to a block. Step that right leg forward. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, pour yourself forward, Uttanasana. Interlace the fingers behind the small of the back. This time the opposite hand is dominant. Feel free to use the strap as well. Nod the head yes. And shake the head side to side. Might even add a little lip trill here. Switch the crossing of the hands by moving one finger over and do the same thing. Yes, no, and a little lip trill. Options are like buffets. Release the hands and walk your hands up the front of your body. Samasthiti. Just because something's offered, it doesn't mean that you have to take it or that you have to eat everything at the buffet. So today's practice, I will continuously add on. Start to notice how your shoulders and your joints feel and choose the options, the buffet options that feel right for you. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, standing forward, fold Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, left leg steps way back. Exhale, right leg steps back to meet the left. Chaturanga Dandasana, belly to the earth. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the heart, Bhujangasana. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the hands, option 2. Release. Stay with one of those two buffet options or buffet option number 3. Cobra or up dog, what feels right for you? Release. We all meet back in down dog. The very word yoga means to yoke. It's union with yourself, union with the universal energy, universal intelligence. So let's take that one more time. I'll cue it, and we'll start to add on. Feel free to keep your mind on the figure 8 breath, and just use the buffet options today. It's just passive instructions. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, right leg forward. Twisted lunge, right arm up. Exhale, left leg steps forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, circle the arms around and up. Exhale, standing forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, your choice of the vinyasa, or skip it and step back to down dog. Either moving through chaturanga, up dog, down dog, cobra or baby cobra. Or just making your way into down dog. Two rounds of full breath in downward facing dog. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale the left leg forward. Inhale the left arm up, twisted lunge. Exhale the left arm down, right leg forward. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, circle the arms, upward worship. Exhale, standing forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, left leg steps back. Your choice of the vinyasa. We all eventually meet in downward facing dog. 2 rounds of breath. However you get there is unique to you. Inhale 1. Exhale. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale the right leg straight up. Square the shoulders and roll your right hip on top of the left. Bend your right heel over to the left side. Step your right foot in between the hands. Help it up. Left foot a little left of center, and then rise to warrior 1. And we'll move on the breath here. We'll bend the elbows. Option 1, you can bend the elbows, lift the heart. Exhale, biceps long by the ears, so the arms are moving, torso over the thigh. Option 2, a little bit more strength base. Keep the arms long by the ears. This induces a little bit more fire. Exhale, forward. So you're just lengthening the front leg, lifting the arms. Exhaling forward. So 2 options with the arms, either bending or keeping them lengthened. Keeping the feet strong, big toes pressing into the earth. Lift the heart. Feel yourself lifting out of your hips and your pelvis. Come to warrior 1. Pause here for a moment. Slide the hands down. Internal rotation. So thumbs point down. This time interlace your fingers behind the small of your back, or right hand grabs the left wrist. Lift the heart, lift the gaze, and exhale, fold forward, belly on top of your thigh, or right shoulder inside of that right side hip. Now keep steering the right hip back, the left hip forward. Humble warrior. Relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Release the hands. Lift the back heel, and this time lower the back knee down. Kneeling lunge, little lift of the pelvic floor here. Arms float straight up. Twist it over to that right side. Left arm forward, right hand behind you. Adding on, option to reach that left arm long by the ear, little side bend, or back bend rather. Cartwheel the hands, either stepping back through a flow or skip it. Step back to down dog. Two rounds of breath in downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, keeping the shoulders squaring down, float the left leg up. Roll your left hip on top of the right, bend the left heel over to the right side. Navel into the spine. Step the left leg forward, help it up. Right leg a little right off of center. Seal the outer edge and then rise to your warrior 1. How does this shape feel in your body on this side? Inhale, lengthen the front leg, lift the heart either with bent elbows or straight elbows. Exhale, biceps long by the ears, 45 degrees. Move like this to your rhythm, your breath. Each time you want to start to lengthen the breath a little bit more, right? So much of yoga and postures are portrayed as staccato, posture to posture, but yoga happens in between the postures. It's the very yoking between the notes, like in a symphony. And come straight back up. Keep that bend on the left knee, little lift of the pelvic floor in your warrior one. Send the arms out to the side. Internal rotation, thumbs point down. Send the arms way back. Few options. Interlace your fingers, clasp the palms, or left hand holds the right wrist. Lift the heart, lift the gaze. Humble warrior, 45 degrees right over that left thigh bone. Drop the right hip down. Second option, as long as that left butt cheek isn't sticking out. Left shoulder inside of the left side thigh. Use the feet like a steering wheel. And drive the left hip back, the right hip forward. Now, if you do have tight hips, you might absolutely be feeling some information arising. So very important here to move where you can sustain a full breath. Right? It's not about getting into something and hopping out 2 breaths later. Oh, I did it. No, you didn't. Can you sustain the breath? And progress is incremental. Release the hands down. Take your time. Lift your back heel. Low lunge here. Little lift of the pelvic floor. Arms come up. Feel the front of that quad opening up. Little twist over to the left side. Right arm in front of you, left arm behind. Keep rotating at the spine. This might be enough. Some of you might take this into a back bend. Again, it's not about pushing. Where can I breathe and surrender into the breath? Reverse cartwheel the hands. Step back to your choice of the transition or skip it. Take your time. Two rounds of breath in downward facing dog. And we add on. Inhale that right leg straight up. Right leg steps forward, help it up. Release the back knee down. Take the twist if you want. Little kneeling lunge here, so keep opening up the side body. And take it into the back bend. So we keep building, building, building. Windmill the arms, listen carefully. Tuck the back knee. Step the left leg forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold it forward. As you circle the arms around and up, you're going to shift the weight to the left leg. Lift the right leg up and press the palms down the midline of the body. Right leg next to left. Circle the arms around and up. Eyes are steady on one point. Not the computer, not someone in front of you, not anything that's moving. Left leg up. Shift the weight forward. Kick that left heel behind you. Peaceful warrior. Warrior 2. Do that again, peaceful warrior. Where can you find yourself flowing into transitions? You can do this with a straight or bent leg. Extended side angle. Right hand to the top of the thigh, left arm long. Peaceful warrior. Again, respecting the integrity of the shoulders, of the hips, of the muscles, the ligaments and the tendons that are all connected. One more time, peaceful warrior. Extended side angle. You might take this into a half or full bind, not at the extent of losing the breath. Again, where can you practice the fullness of the breath? If you have the bind, you might step that left foot in, keep the bind, shift the weight to the left leg, stand to extend that right leg, bird of paradise. The same way we get into the pose is the same way we get out. Right leg comes back down to the earth, keep the bind, step back, warrior 2, bound warrior. Peaceful warrior, big breath here. Move slowly. Again, we're using the hips, the shoulders. Reverse cartwheel the hands. And step the left leg forward. Inhale. Exhale, pour it forward. Sweep the arms around and up. Wipe the slate clean as you fold it forward. New inhalation as you lengthen. Your choice of the transition or skip it. We all meet in down dogs. Two rounds of breath in downward facing, no rush, nowhere to get. Again, options are like a buffet. Just because something's offered doesn't mean you have to take it. If you don't eat potato salad and someone keeps offering it to you, same thing here it's just a choice. Inhale that left leg straight up. Roll the left hip on top of the right, bend the left heel over to the right side. Low lunge, left leg steps forward. Lower the back knee, kneeling lunge. Take the twist, feel that subtle lift of the pelvic floor. Right arm forward, left hand back. Little back bend if it feels good. Right arm long by the ear, left hand to the calf. Reverse cartwheel the hands, move slowly here. Back knee lifts up. Right leg steps forward, inhale, grow the spine. Exhale, pour it forward. Shift the weight over to the right leg, left leg comes up. Exhale, left leg next to right. Circle the arms around and up, inhale. Exhale, right leg comes up. Hinge it forward. Eyes steady on one point. Warrior 3. Open it up into peaceful warrior. Let it feel fluid. Warrior 2. And then establish the breath, the fluidity between these two shapes. Peaceful warrior into extended side angle, really allowing the side body to open up here. You're wrapping the butt bones, the sits bones underneath you. So yes, yoga is for everyone, but there is a discipline and alignment that must be practiced, and that comes with choosing the options that you can sustain before making the progressions, right? And you have agency over that. Extended side angle. You can pause here, working on this line, wrapping that left sit bone underneath you. You can flip the palm, taking this into half or full bound if it's part of your practice and the chest isn't hanging down to the earth. Lean back. Keep wrapping that left butt cheek underneath you. Option for bird of paradise. Right foot underneath the right hip. Keeping the bind, left leg comes up. Maybe you extend it. Left leg back down to the earth. Right leg steps back. Peaceful warrior. Reverse cartwheel the arms. Step that right leg to meet the left. Inhale, grow the spine. Exhale, pour it forward. Sweep the arms around and up. Your choice of the transition as you fold it forward. You can step, you can hop, you can spring back. Chaturanga, one of the cobras, baby cobra, or none of it. What's going to make you feel most expansive in your body in this moment? Look up at the the space between your hands, and you're going to come to a seat, either stepping, hopping, or jumping through. And from here, we're going to take a little ankle to knee, right ankle over the top of the left thigh, and we'll use the strap today. So looping the strap around the ball of that left foot. You can stack your blocks. A few different ways I like to teach this. You can stack your blocks depending on the height that you need. I have long arms, so this throws my shoulder up too high. But again, the options are based on your body. So keeping the elbows here, leaning forward without rounding the back. The minute you round the back, you've lost the connection, the gateway from the spine. And keep focusing on that right big toe mount. So, few options. Heights of the blocks depending on you, strap depending on you. Focus here is on the straight spine. You don't need the strap. You can bring your hands down to the earth and you're going to hook your toes to the outside of the tricep. And this is a prep for an arm balance called 𝗔𝗿𝘁𝗶𝘀𝘁'𝘀 Galavasana. It's flying pigeon. Not that you necessarily would want to take that, but when we cue the body to hook the toes like a single leg funky chair, where you're folding forward and you're taking this shape in chair pose, the body then begins to receive muscle memory. Another option, if you don't need the blocks for the elbows, is to place a block underneath your forehead as you fold forward. Of course, there's energy in the soles of the feet here, meaning that they are flexed. Take a smooth breath to inhale. And feel as if your crown is opening up and that just like your iPhone is charged, you're receiving the energy down the spine. Exhale and feel that energy charge from your sacrum where you're pouring forward. And now very slowly, because we're doing a lot with the spine, come back to center. We'll let that right foot fall to the earth, hug the knee in, and then sit up nice and tall here, right? This helps with stretching out the piriformis, helps to relieve sciatica. So before you start to go into a twist, Really focus on that left big toe mound. I'm spreading my toes wide. I'm hugging my right knee to my chest. I'm going to take that right hand behind me and then start to get my rib cage out of the way if you're sliding into the twist. And again, everything is instrumental. It's not an incremental, not meant to be a struggle. A few options. If you'd like, you can take this bind with a strap. I'm showing that here, where you use the strap through that right thigh. And you lengthen the spine, deepening as you wrap the ribs around the axis. And then little counter pose here, nothing too dramatic. Extend the right leg to meet the left, pause. Might bounce the legs a little bit. Left ankle over the top of the right thigh, evert. That means bringing the baby toe to the closer part of the ground. Evert the toes. Set your blocks up on the heights that you need. Strap around the ball of the right foot. And as if you are taking charge of the reins here, lean forward as the tailbone is heavy. And with postures, you want to think less, right? It's not about trying to, it's the opposite of what dancers do. Instead of looking and identifying and trying to think, feel your way into the shape. You might be flexible in one discipline, but lacking the strength in another discipline. I say that from turn out versus the strength to turn in, right? So in yoga practice, in yoga posture, it's less about the thinking and what am I feeling as I'm focusing on pressing the right big toe mound more than any other toe into the strap, focusing on lengthening the spine. Where am I feeling this in my pelvis? Where can I use the props to my advantage, not abandon and think that I don't need them? Second option, depending on your range of motion. You don't need the blocks. You can hook the left toes around the right tricep. And again, here we focus on lengthening the spine, peeling the toes back. Both feet are flexed. They're active here. The only thing that is passive is the mind. The beauty of the practice is that there are energy points that are at work within the body and physical that are releasing, and we don't have to think about it. So where can you feel yourself into a full breath? Where can you feel yourself into something that is aligned for you and you're not fidgeting, hopping out of the pose, struggling? Get good at being comfortable where you are. And slowly make your way up. Take your time because you're stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Slowly draw that left foot to the outer part of the right thigh. Make sure that the big toe is on the ground. A lot of time I see this deactivation of the feet. There's such a disconnection in the West with the feet. People walk into their houses with their shoes. They're unaware of their foot walking on the same place that you've brought the outside in. The feet are either rolling out or rolling in. You don't think about your feet. And in the East, the feet are gateways. They're energy points to every axis of your body. So keeping your foot grounded on the earth to receive the energy. And that right foot is also flexed. Big toe is at work here. Grow the spine long. as you continue to release the piriformis. And then from here, maybe you take a twist. The ribs slide away from your left thigh. Grow the spine long. Maybe that right arm goes to the outside of your left thigh. Maybe you use the strap on this side, or you take the bind with the arms if you did that before. Where can you increase the fullness of the breath? And then slow counter pose as you unwind. We'll lengthen the feet. Make sure your blanket is handy here. And for this last one, I like to loop my strap so that there's enough slack so that it can go around my thighs and that I have a little bit of resistance. I'll show you on the side what that looks like, right? So there's enough resistance, and that's so that my legs and my thighs aren't overextending. And we're going to use this to roll down to the earth, lift the pelvis, and slide a block underneath. A few options from here. You can let the arm bones rest in a soft cactus, or you can start to lengthen one leg as best as you can with the strap, and you'll feel what I'm talking about. It goes very deep into the psoas. There's a limitation here for a reason. Or depending on how your body is feeling, you might extend both legs. You want your thighs to use that strap as resistance, not to externally roll or open the thighs. And close the eyes here as you feel the front plane of the body getting a little assistance. There are deep muscles that run from the front plane to the back plane of the body, and we want to make sure that we're never pulling on one side as we open up another side. And the psoas runs from the deep part of the gracilis, which is the inner thigh, wraps around, goes very deep. I'll show you here. And the inner thigh goes all the way in underneath the obliques, and then it goes up and over, and then it wraps into the back body. It wraps around to the sacrum, the iliosacral crest. So it's almost as if you have a harness on. And these internal harnesses with these ligaments and tendons, right? They keep the bones in place and connected to large muscles. And the large muscles in the back that run all the way down are the latissimus dorsi, the entire back body. It covers all of these minor muscles. Trapezius, the rhomboids, the serratus anterior, which wraps around right underneath the armpit here, wraps around to the intercostal muscles. So when we give ourselves a containment, energy without containment is chaotic. When we give ourselves a little bit of a containment, for instance, like this strap, and you might already begin to feel some release happening in the low back. It takes time. using the props will work towards our advantage if we have muscular or anatomical indifferences. And I speak from a place of having plenty. If both legs are extended, slowly bend your knees and shimmy the thighs in. And we'll take the legs straight up, just bringing the deoxygenated blood back to the heart. Little release here. Bend your knees, press your feet down, slide your block out, and then release the strap and just let the feet come to the earth for a moment. Just give yourself what's called conscious rest, where you're not moving anything, you're not fidgeting anything, just so the sacrum and the low back can align from that shape. If this feels good and you want to stay here, you can just gently open your blanket over you, or you can move to lengthen your legs. Shavasana is always seen as something that you can skip out of in the West, and it's actually the most important part of the practice to let everything settle in. So if you can, give yourself either conscious rest, bending the knees like I have, or set yourself up for Shavasana just to let and digest, let your body digest all of these shapes that we've made, all of these different ways that we've moved through energy today. And as your body starts to realign, you might slide a block underneath each thigh. I like to do that. You might pick the head up and realign the shoulders, and the same with the buttocks. And as if you could feel and see in your mind's eye this healing oil pouring through the top of your crown. Just feel this healing oil moving through the top of the brain, covering the eyes, the jaw, the tongue, the neck, the shoulders. Feel this warm, nourishing oil moving down the arm bones, over the heart, over the back, over the belly, healing the hips and pelvis, healing the thigh bones, healing the knees and kneecaps, healing the shins and shin bones, backs of the calves, ankles, tops and soles of the feet. And just feel yourself now bathing in this warm, healing, nourishing oil. Lightly rub your thumbs over each fingertip. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth and slide it behind the upper teeth. Stretch the arm bones overhead if that feels nourishing for you. Slowly bring movement to your hands and your feet. Roll over to the right side, fetal position. Let your head be the last part to roll up. And as you come to any comfortable seat, press your hands to your heart. Lift the heart. And feel this merging of duality, right, left, solar, lunar, sun, moon, masculine, feminine energies. The place that they reside is the heart. So bow down to the seat of balance, the seat where you reside. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thanks so much for joining. Namaste. Make a fist with the right hand, cover it with the left, press underneath your navel. Lean forward and feel that subtle lift of your pelvic floor grounding you, and come straight back up. Have a super wonderful rest of your day.